कपाली अवसत पिशाचे ये मुर्दा भीर ददाति तच्चरणा अवसृष्टम किं वा शिवाख्यम अशिवम न विदुस्तदन्ये ब्रह्माद्यस्तम अवकीर्या जटा शमशाने तानमाल्या भसम नृकपाली अवस्थ पिशाची ये मुर्दा भीर ददाति तच्चरणा अवतृष्टम. Synonyms: किम वा, whether, shivakyam, name Shiva, ashivam, inauspicious, na vidhu, do not know, tat anya, other than you, brahma adya, Brahma and others, tam, him, Lord Shiva, avakirya, scattered, jata, having twisted hair, shamshane, in the crematorium, tatmalaya bhasam nrikapali, who is garlanded with human skulls and smeared with ashes. Avasat, associated, fish, pichach, with demons, Yehu, Murdabhi, with the head, Dadati, place, Tat Charna, Avsrishtham, fallen from his lotus feet. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation: do you think that greater, more respectable personalities than you, such as Lord Brahma, do not know this inauspicious person who goes under the name Lord Shiva? I'll read it again. Do you think that greater, more respectable personalities than you, such as Lord Brahma, do not know this inauspicious person who goes under the name Lord Shiva? He associates with the demons in the crematorium. The locks of hair are scattered all over his body, and he is garlanded with human skulls and smeared with ashes from the crematorium. But in spite of all these inauspicious qualities, great personalities like Brahma honor him by accepting the flowers offered to his lotus feet, placing them with great respect on their heads. Purport: it is useless to condemn a great personality like Lord Shiva. And this is being stated by his wife Sati, to establish the supremacy of her husband. First she said, you call Lord Shiva inauspicious because he associates with demons in crematoriums, covers his body with the ashes of the dead, and garlands himself with the skulls of human beings. You have shown so many defects, but you do not know that his position is always transcendental. Although he appears inauspicious, why do personalities like Brahma respect the dust of his lotus feet and place on their heads with great respect those very garlands which are condemned by you. Since Sati was a chaste woman and the wife of Lord Shiva, it was her duty to establish the elevated position of Lord Shiva, not only by sentiment, but by facts. Lord Shiva is not an ordinary living being. This is the conclusion of Vedic scriptures. He is neither on the level of Supreme Personality of Godhead, nor on the level of ordinary living entities. Brahma is in almost all cases an ordinary living entity. Sometimes, when there is no ordinary living entity available, the post of Brahma is occupied by an expansion of Vishnu. But generally, this post is occupied by greatly pious living entity within this universe. Thus, Lord Shiva's position is constitutionally higher than that of Lord Brahma, although Lord Shiva appeared as the son of Brahma. Here it is mentioned that even personalities like Brahma accept the so-called inauspicious flowers and the dust of the lotus feet of Lord Shiva. Great sages like Marichi, Aitri, Bhrigu, and others among the 9 great sages who are descendant of Brahma also respect Lord Shiva in such a way because they all know that Lord Shiva is not an ordinary living being. In many Puranas, it is sometimes asserted that a demigod is elevated to such a high position that he is almost on an equal level with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But the conclusion that Lord Vishnu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead is confirmed in every scriptures. Lord Shiva is described in the Brahma Samhita to be like curd or yogurt. Curd is not different from milk, since milk is transformed into curd. In one sense, curd is also milk. Similarly, Lord Shiva is in one sense the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but in another sense he is not, just as curd is milk, although we have to distinguish between the two. These descriptions are in the Vedic literature. Whenever we find that a demigod occupies a position apparently more elevated than that of the Supreme Person of Godhead, it is just to draw the devotee's attention to that particular demigod. It is also stated in the Bhagavad Gita 9.25 that if one wants to worship a particular demigod, the Supreme Person of Godhead, who is sitting in everyone's heart, gives one greater and greater attachment for the demigod so that one may be elevated to the demigod's abode. Yanti Devavrata Devan. By worshipping demigods, one can elevate himself to the abodes of the demigods. Similarly, by worshipping the Supreme Personal Godhead, one can be elevated to the spiritual kingdom. This is stated in different places in Vedic literature. Here, Lord Shiva is praised by Sati, particularly due to her personal respect for Lord Shiva, since he is her husband, and partially due to his exalted position, which exceeds that of ordinary living entities, even Lord Brahma. The position of Lord Shiva is accepted by Lord Brahma. So Daksha, Sati's father, should also recognize him. So this paragraph is the punchline of this verse. The position of Lord Shiva is accepted by Lord Brahma. So Daksha, Sati's father, should also recognize him. That was the point of Sati's statement. She did not actually come to her father's house to participate in the function, although Before coming, she pleaded with her husband that she wanted to see her sisters and her mother. That was a plea only, for actually at heart, this is the crux. That was a plea only, for actually at heart, she maintained the idea that she would convince her father Daksh that it was useless to continue being envious of Lord Shiva. That was her main purpose. When she was unable to convince her father, she gave up the body he had given her, as will be seen in the following verses. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasme Shri Guruve Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rup Kadam Dadati Swapam. Vande Ham Shri Guru Shri Jatapad Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagar Jatam Sehgana Ratnatam Tam Tam Sajivam Sadhvetam Savdutam Parijana Sangitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pradan Sehgana Lalita Shri Vishakamitam Cha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deen Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kant Radha Kant Namastate Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Prishbhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Vanchakalpataruvyaksha Kripa Sindhu Vevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasa Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram. So we are reading this text number 16, Mother Sati, Lord Shiva's consort. Mother Sati, she's talking to her father, Daksh Prajapati, in this great yajna sacrifice that's organized by her father, Daksh Prajapati. All the exalted sages are invited. But Lord Brahmaji is not invited. Brahmaji actually avoided to come. Lord Shiva is not invited because of the experience from the previous yajna ceremony. These two exalted souls, the most exalted at that time in the universe, Lord Brahmaji and Lord Shiva, they're missing from the yajna. So that itself is sign of inauspiciousness. Mother Sati is being a woman dear to her sisters and mothers, even though she also had bad experience. She heard, she saw from the previous yogya, but now she's still wanting to go, and she somehow or another, even Lord Shiva warned her that you will not be respected, because you will not be welcomed, because the assembly, the host is inimical, is envious to me. Daksha is envious to Lord Shiva. Being connection with me, Sati, you will also not be welcomed. To the point, you might feel so much disrespected that you might lose your life. That was the warning, but Mother Sati still went. And Srila Prabhupada writes at the very end of this purport, because she, yes, as a woman, she had some affection for her mother and sisters, and she wanted to see the festival. But also, she wanted to try one more time to give lesson to her father, Daksha Prajapati, that please understand the position of this person, Lord Shiva, who you have blasphemed. In the previous yajna ceremony, Daksha Prajapati blasphemed Lord Shiva by using all these words, that he lives in the crematorium, he has garland of skulls of the dead bodies. He lives with these pashachas, bhutas, ghosts. He's not clean, not worthy of his respect. That's what Daksha Prajapati concluded in the last yajna ceremony. So Sati knew exactly what's going on in the head of my father, Daksha. So she is lecturing, she's trying to correct, but more than correction, she's trying to paint the right picture by using these words, that what my father, it seems like you feel that you know more than Lord Brahma. Even on the, I understand, she's saying, I understand, Father, you're on a bodily platform, because you are seeing Lord Shiva from a bodily platform, that he's associating with bhutas and pretas in the crematorium. That's a bodily platform. You're not understanding his spiritual exalted position. But even on the bodily platform, you are, please remember, my father, you are son of Lord Brahma on the bodily platform. And what it seems like you're thinking that you know better than your father, Lord Brahma. So in this verse, that's the point Mother Sati is making. That you think you're so intelligent that you know better than your own father, Lord Brahma. Brahma Adya. The word uses Brahma Adya. Brahma and others, all the, Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport, all the other sages, the original sages, part of the Daksha Prajapati progeny, who created the progeny, those sages, they all know position of Lord Shiva on the spiritual platform. They respect Lord Shiva to such a level that they are very keen of getting the dust uh, of the lotus feet of Lord Shiva. The flowers, the nirmalya, the paraphernalia of Lord Shiva that falls at his lotus feet, tat charana avasrishtam, fallen from his lotus feet, Lord Shiva's lotus feet. So if he has garland of these murdha, then some of that nirmalya also falls at his lotus feet. And Lord Brahmaji and all the cities are keen of receiving that prasad of Lord Shiva. That's the position of Lord Shiva. That's what Mother Sati is making his father aware of. That yes, he's my husband on the boundary platform here, but above and beyond, he's very, very pure, very exalted, respected, and worshipped by Lord Brahmaji, who is your father on the boundary platform. And in these verses, the last 4, 5, 6 verses, I was saying one slide here. This is verse number 16 at the end. His foot wash is held on head by Brahma, which is the verse we're reading. But before that, she's saying, you offended Shiva, who is sought after by both materialistic and transcendentalist. She used the word Lord Shiva is Priya Atmana, he's most beloved, but you're still finding fault. Dvi Aksharam, just the two words Shiva, these two words are so auspicious that makes him Vishav Bandhave. He's the friend of all the living entities in the universe. Vishav Bandhave. He's friend of everyone. Everyone includes Lokasya, and by remembering his name, Shiva, these two words, Lokasya and Mahat, the regular people, their desires are fulfilled. Lokasya and Mahat, the great personalities who are seeking the Brahmananda, who are seeking the liberation, they also feel blessed. They also feel bliss by chanting his names. This is his position. His name destroys all the sins. So this is Mother Sati's position. She's trying to convince. We see this. We were watching last night this wonderful drama. How Prahlad Maharaj was also trying to convince his father. Here Mother Sati is trying to convince, trying to help, trying to guide. So many times, leaders of countries, we see the war going on. Leaders of countries, because of their power, because of the opulences they receive, they become proud. They become envious of other leaders. They become proud of their prowess. And then sometimes some of their ministers, in Ravan case, Bhavishan, that's relative also, he gave this kind of lecture. Sometimes children, Prahlad Maharaj giving lecture to his dear father. And here Mother Sati is giving lecture as a well-wisher daughter, not lecturing because she thinks she knows better. But she's trying to help his father to come to the senses and understand the position of Lord Shiva and give him due respect. Our Acharyas explains, and some of the Puranas explains that, see, most of us, you connect this early morning to this call because we have love for Srimad Bhagavatam. And we understand that every canto has Srila Narad Muni as the most transcendental devotee. In many Puranas, it explains that when Srila Narad Muni needs to hear Srimad Bhagavatam, he actually takes the association of Lord Shiva. He actually goes to Kailash and pay his pranam at the lotus feet of Lord Shiva and say, please share some nectar from Srimad Bhagavatam. So we can understand the position of Lord Shiva on a practical level. Vaishnava Nam Yatha Shambhu. Now, no wonder Srimad Bhagavatam declares Lord Shiva as the most exalted. That's what Mother Sati is trying to share with her father and bring him to senses. But eventually, when she sees that it might not work, she will make a comment that you call me Dakshyani, the world called me Dakshyani. That means I'm Daksha's daughter. That means I have a relationship with you. This bodily relationship, I don't want it. I feel shamed to have this relationship with you. Therefore, I give up my body. You will see in these coming verses. Such a exalted, devoted, strong, grounded Mother Sati, bold, fearless, most pure. So we bow down our heads to the lotus feet of Mother Sati and Lord Shiva to also bless us, so we'll also become genuine devotee of Lord Vishnu. Thank you very much. We'll stop here at 7 o'clock. Hare Krishna.
Haribol, thank you very much.
Hare Krishna.
We'd like to wish everybody a safe and Krishna conscious day and week ahead. Very auspicious beginning of the week. Today is Purnima, the appearance of Sri Radha Raman Devji, the deities of Sri Radha Raman, appearance of Sri Madhavendra Puri and Srinivas Acharya. Tomorrow evening, we have a class by His Holiness Haladar Maharaj, right at our temple. You all are invited. There's also an initiation ceremony of one of our devotees at the temple tomorrow. Already.
Prabhuji, we can break our fast. Like, last night we broke, but with regular food, we can break any time, Prabhuji?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. We'd like to offer our prayers to the Supreme Lord by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Nrsimha, Jai Nrsimha, Jai Nrsimha, Prahladesh, Jaya Padma Mukha Padma Bringam. Ugravira Maham Vishnu Jayantam Sarvatomukam Nrsimham Vishnu Madhuram Mrityum Navamiyam. Nrsimha Bhagwan ki jai, Prahlad Maharaj ki jai. That's Aparavamala obeisances to all the Samal Vaishnavas, one Chakalpatarabhasha. Kripa Sindhu Bhaya Vacha Patitanam Pavane Bhaya Vaishnavevyo Namo Namaha. Vaishnavinda ki jai, Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Hari.
Thank you, Devkinandan Prabhuji. Thank you, everyone. Hare
Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu.